Hi, friends. So, today I want to discuss some interesting concepts that are happening these days. I'm not sure if you heard about a great resignation that's happening here in America. Also, I will just touch some points from the Bible that kind of relate to our times at this time, and maybe we'll talk about some prophetic words that God has given to his people at this time as well, just to kind of show them what's happening and what is to come later this year into next year. So stay tuned and we'll jump right in. Okay, so the first point is it's a very wet day today in California. It's raining and storming, so it's beautiful. I'm sure it's happening all over America right now, but in California, it's very rare. When the storm comes, when the rain comes, it's always a blessing to us, especially when we had so many fires this summer. So now seeing all the rain coming down and all the wind, it's really um, a blessing. And I can see all the grasses are turning green and makes me really happy. So let's just jump in. My first point is talking about a great resignation. A lot of people are stating that this year, um, starting I guess just the past few months into the next few months, so probably until the end of the year, a great resignation is happening. A lot of companies are losing their workers. They're trying to figure out why. The big question people are stating it's possibly that the government is paying them money and they are used to not working as much. So that's what they're thinking. But is it really true? A lot of airlines have canceled their flights due to the lack of workers working and pilots not being able to fly. Um, there's lots of different reasons why people are quitting their jobs. They're just resigning, and even working in the medical field at this time, I could see the same thing happen as well. Every day I would get like five, maybe more notices to apply for a job because I'm signed up to this site. So every time there's an opening in my company, I get a notice. So, and that's only the notice I get, only the ones that I can apply for, not just any random things that I don't even know how to do. So basically, there's so many job opportunities right now if you want to work, because there's so many positions that are open and there's so many um, shortages of staff. Um, Last week I went to Starbucks, and as I walked in, they said, "Sorry, we are closed. We are short of staff, and we're closing." So I was like, "Whoa, Starbucks too?" Um, so basically, it's happening all over. A lot of fast food joints, a lot of restaurants are closing or cutting off their hours because there's not enough employees. And my question is why? Why is this happening? Why are people don't want to work? Is there a bigger reason than what they're stating on the news? On the news, they're basically saying it's because people are um, getting paid, they're evaluating their lives, they're thinking of changing careers. But when you see a lot of people, um, a lot of companies shortage of people and they're unable to fully function, that kind of triggers some kind of bell in my mind, thinking what is happening. So that was my first point that I wanted to bring to you. I'm not sure how it is in your states, how it is in your countries, if it's the same thing going on. The second point is that there's still issues with the ports, the ships, the cargo ships being unloaded. They're stating there's not enough people to do the job, and they're working full time, they're working overnight, and still the products are not being delivered to the stores. Um, on the news, they were stating that there will be Christmas tree shortages, and Christmas tree fake ones will be shortages because I guess they come all the way from China. So if the ships are not being unloaded, there will be a huge shortages of that. And also the real trees are shortage as well due to the fact that it was a very dry year, and lots of trees did not grow as well as they were hoping that they would grow, and lots of fires, at least here in California. So if it's going to be true or not, I have no clue, but that's what they're talking about. Um, a lot of people are talking about that there's a new law that came out for California that the children have to have this new thing to be able to go to school next year. And a lot of parents are against this injection for their children specifically. And they're all talking about that possibly the children will have to stay home and homeschool. But imagine how that will happen, especially with to parents who have to work full time, and both parents are working, and it's really hard to be able to stay home and um, monitor your child's homeschooling. So I'm not sure what will happen, and if all the states will catch on this, and if all the states will decide that children have to have this injection. So basically, we'll have to look and wait and see. In California, the bill is already signed. That's starting June or July, I believe, that all the children have to have it. And another news is that there's a lot of very rude people running around, driving around, and everywhere you look in the stores and at work. A lot of people are very short tempered these days. They have no patience for anything, um, which is kind of understandable since a lot of people have to wait a long time to get through, to be able to be serviced, to be able to take treatment, anything, because there's so much shortages of everything. I heard since I work in the medical field, they were going to have a patient get a scooter, and he was unable to get a scooter up to 8 weeks. Like if he had surgery today, he has to wait 8 weeks to have that scooter because there's a national scooter shortage going on. So, and it's not only the scooters, there's like a lot of supplies on shortage, on back order, and they're unable to get a lot of stuff. So, talking about the rudeness, a lot of people are very rude these days. So it makes you wonder what's going on. Why are people so unhappy? What's going on? What is triggering the anxiety inside of them? This feeling of not being satisfied with anything. They feel like they're being, um, shall I say, maybe, I guess, not being treated correctly. So a lot of people in the next news, they were stating they did a study in some kind of, I believe it was in California, but they did a study and they said like 70% of people are unable to make a decision. They would drive to a red light and they're unable to decide if they have to turn right or left. Not just a simple decision, but a lot of them are unable to make decisions for themselves at this time because something is stopping them. Like the brain function is not able to process the information correctly to make a decisive decision. And they're stating it's happening all over. After they did that study, they were kind of shocked to find out that people are very confused. And my question is why? Were they confused before? Or is this just something new, something recently that's happening these days? So I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this, why people are confused. If you have noticed any people more rude than usual in your state, or is it just here in California, which is possible too. Um, so, and also more people are getting heart attacks. Um, they pass out and they have heart attacks. Why is that happening? And maybe is it because they don't exercise as much as they used to? So that's another question for everybody. I'm full of questions these days. So let's jump into what God is saying in His Bible and the prophetic word that will be coming for this year into next year. Okay, so one of the things is, as read in the Bible, God is saying that a lot of people have sold their inheritance in the Lord. They sold it for food, for basic food. Like it says, when Jacob has cooked a stew, and Esau came in and from the field and he said, please give me that red stew, I'm so hungry. And he said, sell me your birthright. So a lot of people are selling theirs for things that they think they need. And to everybody, it's their own. What are you selling to the enemy? So that's one word. So basically, not only people sell their birthright, but also churches do. They sell their inheritance. They decide they want to follow all the rules. They want to um, make restrictions to the church members. Instead of being open to everybody, they make very hard rules to follow, and a lot of people are being lost. They have nowhere to go. They get confused, and maybe that's why more people are confused, because the churches are not as helpful as they used to be. Now it's like if you meet a certain criteria, then you can walk into the church. If you don't, then you can't. So that's kind of, it shows people that something has changed, and it makes them really worried. And the final message is that the prophetic words are going around that this year it will close, like the next few months probably will still be quiet, but starting next year, it may change. There may be more restrictions, more regulations that will come, and people will have to be more you'll have to be more in tune with God to know what to do, because a lot of people are still not sure what is happening and what will come. But as we get closer to God, we feel that we are able to survive, we'll be able to thrive, we'll be able to succeed in this life. No matter what happens, no matter what will come next year, we will be fine. And right now, a lot of people are being moved by fear, a fear of sickness, a fear of getting sick and dying, and they make their decision based on that. But it's not how we have to go. We have to be brave no matter what. And our strength is in the Lord. Our God is um, He's our warrior. He will fight for us. So my main point here is, do not let fear destroy your life. Do not let fear control your life or make the decisions for you. Because everything that you make these days, all the decisions based on news or things that you hear, or the doctor is advising you something, or possibly your friends or relatives, it has to be based on the Bible. If you feel like you're being pressured into something, then it's not probably a good decision to make. Our decision has to be based on sound mind, and there should be not a single doubt or fear in our mind. Everything we make these days, we have to stand tall in the Lord, because only God will protect us. No matter what happens, no matter what your decision is, only God can prevent sickness. Only God can prevent um, destruction of your family. Only He can provide for you. He is the only one. And our main word from God, that He will sustain. He will provide for every family. He will feed you miraculously. There'll be miracles. God will guide everybody into the right path. So stay strong, stay well, and take care of yourselves. God bless you.